Hey guys, welcome back to the Sphere. This review is going to be on The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel for the PlayStation 4. I own and have played the first two games of Trails of Cold Steel on the PlayStation 3, which were some of my absolute favorite games. Did the PlayStation 4 make this first installment of this series any better? Are there any new changes that fans will notice? We'll soon find out. Let's get started. Graphics. The overall look of this game is an upgrade from the PlayStation 3 version. The back of the Day 1 Decisive Edition box says that this remastered version of the game features 4K 60 frames per second support, HD graphics, optimized interface, and new turbo mode to explore the map at 2x speed and battle at 4x speed. You can see in this side-by-side comparison how the game looks much more crisp. You can see more details in the textures, and it's considerably more vibrant. Plus, it just runs so much more smoothly. The look and feel of the game is very anime-ish for those of you who are brand new to this series. If you've ever played any other Nihon Falcom games before, you'll be very familiar with their style of design. Newcomers will enjoy the art style, and those of you revisiting the series will be in for a treat with the touch-ups. The characters have further fine details in their clothing, fine lines on their faces, sparkling twinkles in their eyes, and extra shine in their hair. The monsters are just as detailed with their wings, claws, fangs, horns, and all other extremities having much more contrast, texture, and color improvement. All arts and crafts have that extra spark that gives my eyes delight. I'm always tempted to skip the animations in battles, but this time around, I hesitate to appreciate the added visuals. And you can't leave out the scenery. The environments are much livelier in the sense that it feels as though you're in the game. The trees look more refined, the water more serene, the vegetation much more vivid. Each city and region is unique. From the noblest capitals to the most tranquil mountains, your field studies will have you gawking at these beautiful settings and the people that inhabit them. The dungeons are easy to admire as well when you're not being chased by foes. I'm pleased with the upgraded visuals and appreciate them so very much. Gameplay and controls. The controls were never an issue on the PlayStation 3 version of this game, and they surely aren't now. They are easy to learn and you get accustomed to them right away. When you're in town, it's very straightforward. Run, talk, and the occasional mini-game to button smash. I enjoy how everything is accessible with each controller button without having to go through many menus to get what you want. And man, is there a lot of things you can go through in this game. There's your character status, of course, along with your equipment, quartz, the link system, tactics, items, your notebook which contains your recipes, fishing trophies, character notes, books, monster catalog, as well as your progress through the extensive main story. When you're in a dungeon or in the field with monsters lurking around, you can attack them before entering battle to get an advantage. How good of an advantage depends on the character you attack it with. The battle system is quite addicting. It's a turn-based RPG, and their battle system is one of the best I've seen in a while. You have to focus on the active time bar system on the left of the screen to see who is next to act, and act accordingly to prove victorious. You can use simple attacks, arts, which are your magic spells, crafts, which are your special abilities, or each individual's S-craft, which is their strongest individual attack. This is the closest battle system to Grandia 2, which is essentially my favorite turn-based battle system. When enemies prepare to use a craft or art, they will have a glow around them, which means it can be cancelled with certain attacks, arts, or equipment. It really keeps you on your toes. You really have to be aware of your enemies' strengths and weaknesses. There is a slashing, piercing, thrusting, and striking system for each enemy. For example, some enemies have tough shells and are much more easily defeated with strong weapons like spears, while another enemy may be magic based, and a spear wouldn't do much damage compared to an orbital staff, which is magic based. Which reminds me that the one-up this system has above Grandia 2 is that there are combat links, which are performed after using an attack or art that is weak against an enemy. Then an opening occurs, where your combat link partner will come in and do additional damage to your foe. You have to press the button on time to make sure it works, so again, it keeps you on your toes. A nice little bonus for you faster paced players is that you can skip every single attack in the battle, from the special moves, magic, or even the smallest attacks. Sound. I love the sound and music of this game. From the menus, to the little tune when you rest, to the sounds of swords clashing against one another. The sound effects are so well done and make the experience so much more fun. The music in this game is simply phenomenal. I was blessed with the original soundtrack included in the Decisive Edition pre-order, and it's just such a blast to listen to. As I played the game, I tended to bob my head in dungeons, rock out in battles, or just relax in the city. I knew as I was playing the game that the music was good, but listening to it on the OST made me realize just how good the music truly is. The game itself is so fun that you don't focus 100% on the music, but from now on I will. Maybe even let it play for a while as I sit idly and enjoy the heck out of it. Plus, there are so many different tracks, and all of them are incredibly good. I greatly recommend you check out the OST online and have a good listen. The Nihon Falcom composers are highly underrated. If you're still on the edge of wondering whether to play this game or not, perhaps the OST will give you that final little pat to go for it. Another good trait this game has is the voice acting. There have been some games where I cringe at the voice acting, especially in English. But for this instance, they did a great job.
Hello? This is Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Guten Tag, my favorite little Wunderkind. I hear you had a nice little dinner date with the student council president. Ooh la la.
The nuance in their voices was just so well done, and the cast was well picked. They aren't monotone or out of place. They add enthusiasm to their voices in accordance with the characters they are portraying. I enjoyed it very much. The same thing can be said about the Japanese voice cast. For the PlayStation 3 version, there was no access to Japanese voice acting. Plus, they added 50% more lines into the English voice acting. You can't really go wrong with either one. Or it can just be another excuse to replay the game. Story. Trails of Cold Steel is about a special and diverse group of students attending a military academy to serve their country for the greater good. Little did these teenagers know that there was a lot more in store for them than they had ever imagined. Our main character, Reen, is joining the academy and has been told he would be part of Class 7, a brand new class for a mysterious purpose. From investigating an old schoolhouse located behind the academy to taking on other nations' struggles at the brink of civil war. Just when you think you know what's going on or who is responsible for everything that's happening, you're then stunned with twists and turns that are either encouraging or heartbreaking. What makes this game stand out is its amazing cast of characters from all different ages, locations, and backgrounds. They even have all different hairstyles, hair colors, fighting styles, weapons, etc. As though the artists wanted to do their very best to show you how unique and interesting each individual really is. Not to mention, there is an abundance of personalities in this game. The main cast, the side characters, Even the NPCs are memorable.
We did it!
All this sounds rather familiar. Well, that's because I've said this before in another review on this channel. That game being Tokyo Xanadu EX+. Both games are developed by Nihon Falcom. Trails of Cold Steel was released 2 years before Tokyo Xanadu, and you can see how they kept the concepts of a diverse cast, intricate stories, and even interesting NPCs. They know this method works. This is the type of game where you, yourself, will have a broad range of vibrant friends to choose from to be your best friend to laugh with, a best partner to fight alongside with, as well as a best gal to grow a special relationship with. I've spent over 100 hours on just the first Trails of Cold Steel due to its extensive cast of characters, immense storylines, plentiful side quests, and the rich cultures of every nation you get to visit on your field studies. I'm looking forward to achieving the platinum to have an excuse to play it all over again. Overall, this game exceeded my expectations on the PlayStation 3, and now even more so on the PlayStation 4. It comes with all the downloadable content available to you from the get-go. The gameplay feels much faster paced, especially in battles, and the extra English dialogue is always a great bonus. For you seasoned players, if you have PlayStation 3 or PlayStation Vita saves, then you'll be happy to know that there is crossover saves for this game. The trophies cross over as well. If you already love Nihon Falcom games, or just love in-depth JRPG games, then there's absolutely no reason for you to miss out on this game. The second installment of this series is on the PlayStation 3 and coming to the PlayStation 4 as well this year, along with the awaited third installment coming to the West for the very first time at the end of this year. Here is your chance to join into this great story, play it, enjoy it, and wait and cross your fingers like the rest of us in hoping that the fourth installment gets released in the West very soon. So as for the final score, I gave The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel a 9.5 out of 10. I recommend it for anyone that enjoys turn-based games with captivating stories like any of the other Legends of Heroes games. If you liked Tokyo Xanadu, Skies of Arcadia, Dragon Quest, or Grandia, then you'll love this game as well. If you guys want to see footage of me playing this game, feel free to visit our other channel, Neo Plays, where you can see our playthroughs of various games we happen to be playing. The link will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and to subscribe to this channel for more reviews of all old and new. Janet.
The winds must be on our side.
They must be, because that was a breeze.